Once more, for his momentous obligation to the fields of actual science, Michio Kaku has as of late affirmed that the James Webb Space Telescope has found 6 tremendous systems that specialists thought couldn't exist. These discoveries can possibly open up new angles in our logical comprehension of the universe. The revelation is both invigorating and progressive, testing existing speculations about the arrangement and improvement of systems. It is, subsequently, worth watching out for these turns of events. The affirmation by such a recognized researcher features the meaning of these findings. Michio Kaku is an unprecedented figure in the logical field. A physicist of American and Japanese legacy, he is viewed as a specialist in both traditional exploratory physical science and quantum mechanics. Not at all like a few additional moderate and distrustful researchers, Kaku has been open to the shocking consequences of the James Webb Space Telescope mission. His ability to embrace new revelations and offer them with the public highlights his obligation to propelling comprehension we might interpret the universe. We are happy that this recognized researcher has decided to end his quiet and freely share what can never again be denied. The fervor and nearly entertained tone of the renowned astrophysicist are clear in his comments on the revelation made by the James Webb Space Telescope, communicating that this has been a feature that has provoked his interest. Go along with us to find the ramifications of Michio Kaku's disclosure of these 6 huge galaxies. Kaku is a researcher who has forever been willing to think about new hypotheses. All through his life, he has shown a receptiveness to thoughts that rock the boat, figuring out that Einstein's conditions of relativity and Newton's regulations, while essential, are deficient to catch the full intricacy of the universe. Kaku comprehends that the revelations of the new telescope can possibly advance the logical field. Albeit large numbers of his partners have not had the option to take on this view, it is causing concern and sleep deprivation among enormous detonation defenders and rivals of quantum mechanics. Notwithstanding, this just incites giggling from Kaku. The JWST has uncovered the disclosure of 6 monstrous worlds tracing all the way back to the earliest seasons of the universe. Every one of these universes contains a greater number of stars than our own smooth way, regardless of having framed just a brief time frame after the enormous detonation. The group of space experts who made the revelation has named these surprising worlds universe breakers, since, supposing that affirmed, they would upset our whole comprehension of the universe. The ramifications of these discoveries are significant, proposing that the universe's initial years were definitely more powerful and complex than beforehand thought. Something doesn't make any sense any longer. The theory of prehistoric cosmic detonation lets us know that the universe was a tumultuous wreck after the underlying occasion. The main strong articles required huge number of years to shape, and it required great many extra years for the items to arrive at adequate thickness and produce light. The development of perplexing designs, for example, cosmic systems was accepted to happen a lot later. A portion of the newfound worlds outperform the smooth way in size, and their tremendous gleam demonstrates that they were possible framing many new stars every year, while our cosmic system structures stars just sporadically. It stays unsure precisely when the main universe shaped. Researchers have not had the option to decide this up until this point. The main thing that is clear is that at first, there might have been just single stars or gatherings of stars, which at last converged to shape progressively bigger mixtures until bantam cosmic systems created. The little cosmic systems experienced different universes and step by step developed. As per past hypotheses, exceptionally coordinated and enormous worlds could never have existed around then, bringing up the issue of whether the universe is a lot more established than recently accepted, or whether complex vast plans grew a lot of sooner. This situation is hard to acknowledge for moderate science, which actually tracks down issues with this model, and a few parts of physical science vigorously decline to acknowledge this revelation, addressing potential blunders in age estimations. Kaku knows about this and had this to say: "There are many examples of old and misleading hypotheses that determinately endure as a result of the eminence of specific researchers. A significant number of these speculations were possibly exposed when a pivotal examination uncovered their lie. Consequently, the catchphrase in any science, particularly in physical science, exists in the experimentalists who keep the scholars alert and aware. In actuality, on the planet, we know close to nothing about the genuine starting points of the universe." This articulation from Kaku accentuates the significance of constant trial and error and approval in the logical cycle. The theory of the universe's origin was laid out in 1927, in light of perceptions of the extension of the universe. These information prompted the end that the universe started from a solitary point and has been growing from that point onward. At that point, it was challenging for individuals and researchers to imagine a universe with a start and an end. The possibility of a universe that had consistently existed and was limitless was past individuals' creative mind. Indeed, even today, researchers actually face troubles in getting a handle on it. Be that as it may, it is essential to consider these probabilities. These new disclosures don't fit by any means with what scientists have put together their suppositions with respect to for quite a while in regards to the theory of how things came to be. Nonetheless, science has shown over and over that reassessment and receptiveness to groundbreaking thoughts are fundamental pieces of the logical cycle, similarly as much as the affirmation of specific hypotheses and perceptions. At the point when Einstein was a kid, it was accepted that the stars and planets were solidly fixed in the universe and that these particular designs consumed a characterized space. Notwithstanding, we presently realize that all that in the universe is moving. Planets circle stars, stars move inside their systems at numerous kilometers each second, and whole worlds move quickly through the universe, the destiny of which we can't even predict. This dynamic comprehension of the universe challenges long-held convictions and highlights the requirement for continuous request and variation in logical idea. Today, researchers are tested to acknowledge awkward bits of insight and to comprehend that speculations are not outright insights until they are completely tried or affirmed by experimental observation. The thought of the huge explosion emerged from the acknowledgement that systems are getting away from one another, and this distance is relative to their partition from Earth. This perception, known as Hubble's regulation, recommended that the universe was growing. For quite a while, components like enormous foundation radiation, the redshift of light from far-off worlds, and other cosmological designs appear to help this hypothesis. Notwithstanding, it is essential to recall that previously, individuals who accepted that the Earth was level and that the Sun rotated around us likewise had actual proof for their presumptions, until occasions or innovative headways went along that gave a more clear and more exact picture. Right now, we are seeing a comparative circumstance. Researchers expected the new James Webb Space Telescope to affirm the suspicions connected with the huge explosion. However, all things being equal, they have experienced these 6 universes that appeared to be inconceivable. This advises us that science is continually developing and that researchers should be available to new disclosures and rethink existing hypotheses in view of the accessible evidence. The unforeseen discoveries challenge the flow understanding and brief a reassessment of long-held cosmological speculations. Researchers use redshift as a device to decide specific amounts in the investigation of the universe. Redshift, otherwise called the Doppler impact, alludes to the adjustment of the shade of light as the light source and the eyewitness move comparative with one another. To comprehend this, you can envision stopping and seeing a vehicle coming towards you. As the vehicle moves towards you, you hear the motor getting stronger. Notwithstanding, when the vehicle passes you or gets away from you, the motor sound changes. This is on the grounds that the sound changes as the vehicle moves. The equivalent is valid for light. At the point when a light source, for example, a far-off star, moves towards us, the light we see shifts towards bluer shades. Then again, when the light source gets away from us, the light moves towards redder tones. This peculiarity is called redshift. Physicists have changed over redshift values into velocities and distances for estimation in the investigation of the universe. Nonetheless, it is critical to take note of that little mistakes in these estimations could make huge impacts. The estimation methods recently utilized are currently under audit considering the most recent disclosures connected with our universe. It is important to consider whether they are really founded on redshift mistakes or whether a few researchers are essentially denying current realities. This is an inquiry that requires thorough examination and cautious survey of the information and strategies utilized in the exploration. The ongoing examination and re-evaluation of estimation procedures feature the advancing idea of logical inquiry. Thank you, Sympathetic, for watching the video. As usual, we advise you that you can post your inquiries in the remarks box. On the off chance that you like the video, remember to raise a ruckus around town button, share it so it contacts more individuals, and buy into the feed so you don't miss more happy like this. Much thanks to you, Sympathetic, for watching, and see you in the following one. This source of inspiration urges watchers to draw in with the substance, cultivating a local area of inquisitive personalities anxious to investigate and grasp the most recent logical conversations. The investigation of our universe, with its tremendous breadths and complex heavenly bodies, proceeds to dazzle and challenge researchers across the globe. from the early hypotheses of the universe to the most recent disclosures made conceivable by state-of-the-art innovation.